What's up guys, I'm here at the Nikon Experience Store at Funan in Singapore to try out the all-new Nikon Zfc. It's in my hands, I play with it. Let's talk about it. Okay, this is gonna be much more of a vlogging style session here today, so bear with me on this, but here it is right here. I've been playing with it for the past half hour. And my initial thoughts on it, this is really a beautiful camera. It's based off the FM2 that a lot of you know out there in the film days. If you don't, do your research. We'll actually show you some shots of what the FM2 looks like. But it's been modernized quite a bit. It has a lot of the internals of the Z50, but in a much more robust, more retro, more just better feeling body in my personal opinion. So with the ZFC, a lot of people have this question, what does the FC stand for? Well, according to Nikon, F is for fusion, C is for casual. Because they're looking at more of the novice photographer, but a fusion with the original FM2, which is a beautiful camera. So now let's talk about some of the specs that you should know about this camera. First off, we've got, this comes in a sort of a magnesium alloy body here. It's got this plastic sort of, I would say, faux vulcanite material around it, okay? And it also covers here in the back end of the camera as well. We look at that right there. So this has a very retro feel, and actually on the back of the display here, you'll find that as well. So you're gonna see that faux vulcanite right there, and it gives a really nice retro feel. When you look at the top of the camera, this is where it's really unique, because when we look at the top here, you're gonna see that vulcanite look there with the dials. Everything looks absolutely beautiful. This is a really well-built, well-designed camera, and it's a lot larger than I thought it was gonna be, because the Z50 does feel quite small in my hands, but the ZFC feels a lot more robust. It feels, well, it's actually, as I was told, the same size as the FM2. So if you have an FM2 at home and you're looking for a digital version of that to play around with, there you have it here with the ZFC. Now moving to the front of it, of course, you have that Nikon logo embossed in there with black paint. It's beautiful, it's retro, it is stylish. And of course, we've got our dials here, which are all really well designed. They got this ridge on the side of it, which feels really good, easy to turn around on that. We got our shutter speed, we got exposure, and that little window there is for your aperture, okay, and your ISO right there. So all looks really good. And then you got your rear EVF on that. It's a 2.36 million dot EVF on that. This is a 20 megapixel APS-C sensor in this camera system. Of course, you're gonna probably notice one of the things here about this is the flip out rotatable display on the camera system, and that is something new from Nikon, which is a nice attribute if you want to do some vlogging, some video, and you want to be able to see how you're framed up. This really does come in handy, even for photographers out there. If you want to capture some interesting angles with this display, this helps you enable that. And then of course, on the camera system, we have the very highly desired 28mm f2.8 prime lens. This is a full frame lens in very retro styling. So the question a lot of people are asking now is, with the ZFC being an APS-C sensor, and then we have a full frame lens that matches the body beautifully, could we see a full frame version of this camera? All right, let's talk about the video specs here on the ZFC really quick for those of you who want to use this for a video. Now, most of you will probably use this for photography because of the design element, but if you want to use video for it, you can. 4K up to 30 frames per second. You can use the entire sensor for this. 1080 up to 120 on this. You've got your eye tracking, your great autofocus. All that is in the video functionality. So that's going to cover with the photography and with the video as well. So my final thoughts on the camera system is that it really is, and it's an interesting move by Nikon. Yes, a lot of people are going to say it's competing with Fujifilm, but if you really look at Nikon's history, these are the kind of cameras they used to make years ago. And with this ode to the FM2, this is a really unique camera system. And I mean, the dials feel great, the buttons feel great, the ergonomics, while it doesn't have a grip on it right now, maybe it'll come with an accessory in the future, it feels really robust in the hands. Now, I couldn't share any photos in this video. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take any out of the SD card, but from what I saw, I have to say that great color science, that great autofocusing that we saw on the Z50, it's all in this camera system, but it looks so much better. And I have a feeling that this is the beginning of this retro theme from Nikon. I think a full frame version of this may be coming out sooner than we think. Nobody's telling me that, but based on that 28mm f2.8 lens with that vintage inspired look, which is a full frame lens that doesn't match a Z6 II or Z7 II. I'm just putting two together. Anyway, those are my final thoughts on the camera system right now. Let us know what you would like to see in the full review, and let us know any comments you have, any questions you have. I'll try to answer those for you. With that, guys, stay safe, take care, and I'll chat to you in the next one. Bye.